I'm Sasha.
And I'm Victoria.
And this video is on bike and helmet safety.
We'll be talking about helmet use, proper places to bike, making sure your bike is safe to use, and biking attire.
Biking can be dangerous if not done correctly, but if you follow these tips and advice, biking will be a fun experience.
Wearing a helmet is a crucial component to maintaining your safety while biking. By law, if you're under the age of 18, you must wear a helmet. A major study of bike helmet use around the world found that helmets reduce the risk of a serious head injury by nearly 70%. It's well known that not wearing a helmet can result in serious injuries to the head, the face, and sometimes even the neck. According to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, in 2014, 429 people died from biking accidents who were not wearing a bike helmet versus only 118 people who were. This shows that using a helmet can greatly decrease your risk of a fatal head injury. Also, make sure that when you're wearing your bike helmet, it's strapped tight and it's not moving around your head freely. So about 2 fingers should fit under the chin, and if you bob your head around, your helmet should stay in one place. If it's not, that defeats the entire purpose of wearing one, so make sure it's nice and steady.
Although biking is very fun and can be done in many places, there are some safety precautions that you should follow when it comes to where you should bike. The first and most important place to avoid is obviously the highway. Not only is it dangerous, it's illegal. Each year, 2% of vehicle crash deaths are bicyclists. Out of all bicycle deaths, only 3% were in actual bicycle lanes, which just proves that staying off the highway is a great idea. In the year 2014, 720 bicyclists were killed in crashes with motor vehicles. Other places to avoid include bumpy, uneven, busy roads, and grassy and wet surfaces. These places can increase your chances of an accident. The best places to bike are obviously bike lanes. They were given that name for a reason. Also, if there's a sign that says, "Do not bike here," or "Stay off this road," don't be a rebel, just follow the rules. It can save your life.
Ensuring that your bike is safe to use is essential prior to every ride. Most people just want to jump on their bikes and go, though that's not the safest option. So the first thing that you should do is check the tires to make sure that they're properly inflated. So you can do this by just squishing them and seeing if they're firm or not. The next thing that you can do is check the wheels. So just gently lift your bike and spin them to make sure that they're attached on both sides, and do this to the front and the back wheel. The next thing you do is check the brakes. So to do this, you squeeze the handle and try to move your bike forward and then backwards. If it doesn't move, you're good to go. Then you just check along the wire over here. It goes all the way along the bike, just to make sure that they're not frayed or anything and there's no breakage. The next thing that you want to do is check your handlebar and your seat. So your handlebar is already set to the right place when you buy the bike, so you shouldn't worry much about it, except for just making sure that it's tight and it's not going to fly away as you're riding. Next thing that you do is check your seat and make sure it's about at hip height, and that'll give you the proper leverage to ride your bike properly. The last thing that you want to do is check the chain and the gears, which are all the way down here on your bicycle where the pedals are. You just want to make sure that they're oiled and they're spinning fine and they're actually in their proper position. So after doing this checklist, you're going to be all good to go.
Contrary to popular belief, what you wear while you bike is very important in order to maintain your safety. Not wearing the right clothing can increase your risk of injury and unwanted accidents. For shoes, the best option is a pair of sneakers with either very tightly tied shoelaces or Velcro straps. Wearing heels, flip-flops, sandals, or anything that exposes your bare foot is a bad idea. This can result in injury if there's an accident, and parts of the shoe can get caught on the bike. For pants, the best solution is to wear something tight and comfortable, such as leggings or yoga pants. Shorts or anything that exposes most of your bare leg is a bad idea, because if you fall, this can cause major damage to the skin and the rest of your body. Same goes for skirts and dresses. Not only are they uncomfortable for biking, they also can be a hazard in case of an accident. Long sleeve shirts and sweaters are a good idea to wear during biking because they protect your arms and keep you warm. Also, knee and elbow pads aren't mandatory, but they are a good idea for someone who is a beginner biker or a child because they risk a bigger chance of falling or getting into an accident. Lastly, during the night, make sure your clothing has reflective and fluorescent surfaces or lights to make sure your presence is known to other users in the road and in order to prevent an accident.